Okay, pause the game. We're pausing. We are pausing right now because I need to freak out.
Well, peoples of the internet, my name is Kevin and welcome to the final day and the final vlog of the Reading Rush 2020. So hello everybody, how are we all doing on the final day of the Reading Rush? It's time to get some books finished, at least for myself anyways, and I'm going to complete all of my books on my TBR and read all 7 books and win the Reading Rush. That is my goal and that's what I want to do in this vlog. So the books that I'm going to be trying to finish and the challenges that I'm going to be trying to complete for this reading vlog are The Falling in Love montage by Kira Smith. I am up to page 107 so far and I'm really enjoying this. This is an Irish contemporary book with a female-female romance and how they don't want to have a serious relationship. They just want to have the falling in love montage, like all of the cute moments that you see in the rom-coms. That's all they want to have because one of the characters will be going back home to London at the end of the summer, so they both know it's not going to last forever. And so they just want to have the cute moments that are in all of those rom-coms. And I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm loving how Irish it is. So I definitely hope I can finish this one because I have like 200 and something pages left to read, but I'm hoping I can get through it and hoping I can get it finished. Then if you watched yesterday's vlog, you will know I have been debating about switching up my TBR at the last minute because I don't think I'm gonna complete my TBR unless I change it up. So what I am doing for the final challenge, where you have to read a book that is set on a different continent to where you live. My original book for this was Song Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow because this takes place in the US. This was the original book on my TBR and everything, but I don't think I'm going to get through this book and I just realistically, I won't get it finished and I really want to finish all 7 books. So I have to switch this out. I do definitely still want to read this at some point and I definitely will, but it just can't be done for the Reading Rush at the minute because I'm being realistic here and it's not going to happen. So instead, what I'm going to read is Check Please Book 2, which if you saw yesterday's vlog as well, you would have seen that I read book 1 and this is obviously the sequel. So this also takes place in the US or Canada. I can't remember where it takes place. I think it's the US because they constantly talk about going to Boston and stuff like that and like all these different US states. So I think it takes place in the US. But then also in the first book, I saw like Canadian flags and stuff. So I don't know if it's set in Canada or the US, but regardless, it's still not in Europe on my continent, so it still counts for the challenge. And loads of people have said that this one is better than the first one, so I'm really looking forward to reading it because I absolutely loved the first one so much. And because this is a graphic novel, I feel like it's a lot more achievable for me to read it and to make sure I can read all 7 books. And this is a bit longer than the first one, but I still have hope that I can do it. So I think I'm actually gonna go start reading this one, but I'm gonna go have some dinner first and then upload yesterday's video. And then I'm going to get into bed probably because I want to try to get an early night and start reading this one because I need to get up early to finish reading The Falling in Love montage. Either way, I got a lot of reading coming my way and I gotta get it done.
Good morning. So good morning everybody. I just got out of the shower, so please mind the wet hair. I really can't be bothered to go dry it right now. I'm just like, let it dry naturally. It's fine because I need to do so much reading. So last night I ended up starting and finishing Check Please Book 2 and I absolutely loved it so much. Once again, just like book 1. So I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 stars as well. It was just so cute and adorable. Guys, the romance in here is just so freaking cute. Like, I ship it so much. And I also just love like so many of the side characters, like Shitty. That's literally a name of a character, is Shitty, and I love him. Like, he's so iconic. And I just love it once again, like how the main character is a vlogger and like he just bakes pies and he just wants everything in life to be happy and everyone to just love his pies, and it's just so precious and adorable. And I also just found out that this is the last book. Like, there's not going to be a book 3, and I'm sad about that because I do want to read more and like get more content from these characters and just the stories, because it's just so cute. It's such a little quick, fun and precious read. But the way it ends, my heart was like so happy, and it was just everything. Like, it was just everything. So if you haven't picked up this graphic novel series, I would highly recommend that you go do. There's only 2 books in it, so it's very quick to read, and it's just so much fun, so cute, so adorable. If you like Heartstopper by Alice Oseman, you will also love this graphic novel series. Like, it's just so cute and adorable. It makes me so happy. So yeah, now that I have that done, that is the challenge where I have to read a book set on a different continent than where I live, complete. So I have that all done. And this also was 317 pages because, like with book 1, there was also extra comics at the back of it. So I ended up reading those, and I'm including them in the page count. And now I'm moving on to finishing my final book, The Falling in Love Montage. And I've ended up getting the audiobook because I have like 5 hours left of the reading rush because it's currently 10 a.m. So I have like 5 hours left, and where I am in the book and with the audiobook, it says I have like 7 hours of the audiobook left, and I always listen to my audiobooks on 2 times speed, so that's about 3.5 hours of reading I still need to do, and I have 5 hours left. So if I just sit here and don't do anything else and just read, I will win the reading rush, and love that. So that is exactly what I'm gonna do. I am just gonna sit my little booty here, and I'm gonna read to my heart's content. And I'm very excited to dive back into the sapphic romance because this romance already is so adorable, and I just can't wait to see how it's gonna unfold. It's just so Irish and like gay, and I just love it.
A few moments later.
Okay, pause the game. We're pausing. We are pausing right now because I need to freak out. Okay, so I only got up to page 122, but basically Saoirse and Ruby are like making this list of things that they need to do for their falling in love montage. So on that, Ruby has been saying like all of these different movies that she says that Saoirse needs to watch in order for Saoirse to actually understand what the falling in love montage includes. All of like the stereotypes, like all of that kind of stuff. Like she needs to actually watch rom-coms to understand it. And they were making their list, and they're talking about things that they're going to do that are from different movies, and Love, Simon was just mentioned. This just makes me so happy. Like, Simon just gets mentioned. Absolutely stan. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading, but I needed to talk about that because Simon got mentioned. And it was at a fun fair as well. Everything. Guess what, everybody? I just won the reading rush. So I just finished my final book, The Falling in Love Montage by Kira Smith. I won the reading rush, guys. I am so happy right now, and I really ended up enjoying this book. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars just because I kind of wanted a little bit more. I don't know what that more was, but I wanted more. But I definitely really enjoyed the romance. What I really loved about this book is the family aspect. I'm talking about complex family issues and dealing with so many different things. And I do want to also mention that there is a content warning in here for dementia. And there's just so much in here that I enjoyed. Obviously, I loved the romance. It was so freaking cute and adorable. I really liked Saoirse as a main character because she had like so many things going on, like her dad finding a new partner. Like she was just dealing with so much. And also I really loved Ruby as a main character. Really loved her. I honestly loved how much she loves rom-com movies because I love a good rom-com myself. Like, I am no stranger to a bit of a romance on a movie. And even at the back of the book, they have like a list of like all of the rom-coms. They just have like a list of movies to watch. So like it says, trouble makes the heart grow fonder. And then it has like movies that you should watch for when trouble makes the heart grow fonder, if that's the kind of vibe you're going for. Then there's another one called like Mr. Right in Front of You, and Love, Simon's on that list. And then there's another one that's just called A Sweet Deal, which is usually when there's like a bet involved, and To All the Boys I Loved Before is on there. And there's just so many movies at the back of here that like I want to go watch any of the ones I haven't seen that are on the list because I just want to watch them. I definitely very much enjoyed this one. I also just loved how Irish it was. Like she talks about doing the Leaving Cert, which is an exam that you do in Ireland that is very similar to like SATs, I want to say, and like A-levels if you're from in the UK. And like she was doing the Leaving Cert and just talking about that, and it's all stuff that I could relate to because I did the Leaving Cert myself and all this kind of stuff. So I just really loved how Irish it was. So if any of you guys watching want to read an Irish book that has a female-female romance, this is a great book for you to go pick up, and I would just highly recommend it.
I really enjoyed it and I'm very glad that I picked it up. So I am now going to go onto the Reading Rush's website and update my stats now that I am finished. So my stats for today were I read 317 pages for Check Please Book 2. And then I was on page 107 of this. So I read 276 pages of this today. So that is a total number of, oh my god, maths. Guys, this is too many maths. Why am I doing maths right now?
A few moments later.
593. I think that's correct. Okay, so it is 593. I shouldn't doubt my maths skills. Oh my god! Oh, that's so annoying. Oh my god, that is so annoying. Okay, so I'm very happy with how much I read, but like wait until you see the total number of pages that I read because it's so annoying. So this is my final stats, and as you can tell, the very last day was my best day of reading because I read nearly 600 pages. And then my total page count was 2019, so I was one off being 2020, but you know what? 2020 is not a great year anyway, so maybe I shouldn't be mad that I didn't get it. Okay guys, so this is going to be the end of the Reading Rush vlogs, and I am still so happy that I completed the Reading Rush and I won the Reading Rush, even though this is not a competition. There is no winning, there is no losing. No matter how many pages, how many books you read, you still won if you just participated, if you had fun, if you made new friends, if you just did anything during this time, like you won too. I am just a very competitive person and seeing this as a competition with myself. Like I was in competition with myself because last year I read 7 books. So like this year I was like, oh my god, I have to do just as good as I did last year. Like I was in competition with myself, which is always the best kind of competition. So let's do a little recap of all 7 books that I managed to finish. I'm so happy. The first book that I read was Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli, which is a Simon verse novella, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. And this was for the challenge to watch a book that inspired a movie. And I went with this one and managed to make it stretch to make this work, even though it probably doesn't work, but in my mind it does, and that's all that matters. Then I read Meet Cute Club by Jack Harbin, and this was for the challenge to read a book that matches the color of your birthstone. So my birthstone was like a pinkish, purpley kind of color, so this one worked for that, and I give this a 3 out of 5 stars. Then I read Becoming by Michelle Obama, and this was for the challenge to read a book in a genre that you wish you read more of. So I went with the genre memoirs, and that is what this represented, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Date Me Bryson Keller by Kevin Van Wy, and this was for the challenge to read the first book that you touch, and I ended up giving this one another 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read Check Please Book 1 for the challenge to read a book completely outside of your house, and I read this in my car and I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely loved this. Then I read Check Please Book 2, which represented the challenge to read a book set on a continent that is different to where you live. And once again, I give this another 5 out of 5 stars. This graphic novel duology was just so cute. And finally, the last book that I read was The Falling in Love Montage by Kira Smith, and this was for the challenge to read a book that starts with the. And I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Mr. Grey, is that you in Charlie Tango? So guys, there are all 7 of the books that I managed to finish and complete. I had a really great reading week. I had 2 5-star books. How many 4 stars? 4 4 stars and 1 3 stars. So I would say that was a very good reading, and clearly the manifesting that I did at the very start of this week in vlog 1, I said only good books. I manifested it, and I'm happy with all of the books that I read, and I feel very successful, but also very tired. So that is what I will be doing for the next few days. I am going to just be sleeping and just resting for a while, so I don't know when I'll have another video up, but it will be a few days before my next video. I hope you guys can understand. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments how you got on in the reading rush. How many books did you end up reading? Remember, it does not matter how many books you read as long as you had fun. That is literally all that matters. All that matters about the reading rush is just coming together as a community and connecting with so many people around the world. That's one of the main things that I love about the reading rush, so please don't pit yourself against other people and how much they read. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video, guys, and I shall see you all at some point for another video. So goodbye, guys.